Hello, and welcome to Fo's Journey Across the Bridge. This is Fozia. How are you guys doing? Hope everything is well. I hope you're enjoying this amazing day. So I've been meaning to do a video about God, right? And I knew that I had to wait to be inspired, because my relationship with God is one that's very intimate and one that I cherish very much and very important to me. And so I wanted to make sure that when I came to do a video to let you guys know about my relationship with God, that it would come from a deeper space, that it would be, it would be definitely inspired. So I was watching a YouTuber, and she talked about, I guess it was announced by the UN or something. I don't watch the news, so I get my news from here and there. And so she talked about how they mentioned that there are going to be food shortage and how it's going to affect people in different parts of the world, and so on and so forth. And she talked about how for a couple of years she's been, just letting people know, for the last 2 years, letting people know to get ready and all that stuff. So it was just a video of like, start slowly if you have to. If you're buying 1 pack of rice, usually buy 2, which I thought was a very gentle way to kind of let people know, because as she also has noticed, that not everyone would probably be from the same financial bracket, right? And so as I listened, and the intent was not to bring warning to people and put them in a state of panic, right? Her video, that was not the intention. But somehow I could feel a little bit of panic rise, and then it would just go down. I felt it a little bit. And because I was feeling it, I was becoming conscious of it. And I was saying, you know what? I'm going to hear this information, and I'm going to see what it's going to offer me. And I'm not going to allow it to cause me to panic. So at the end of the video, I said, okay, God, I think the beginning of the year, I started, I bought maybe 1 or 2 extra, like instead of 1 rice, I bought 2, say something like that. So, but not a lot, because I'm not a big bulk shopper and I don't really enjoy buying in bulk, right? And I didn't realize from before, the reason I didn't enjoy doing that was because it put me in this state of, I don't want to say lack mentality, or maybe it was survival mode. It was like a conscious of like, I'm going to have this much for like this many days. But for me, it was always like 1 extra was enough. So I didn't need to have so much. And so I thought, okay, God, what does this mean? Does this mean that now I run to the store and I buy stuff which wasn't feeling well in my spirit? And then I thought, do I then, what is it that I should then do? And so towards the end of her video, she says, make sure you talk to your kids about what's happening in terms of that specific topic. And I thought, and she goes, let them know, so that at least, even if you guys can start planting your own food, get them involved in that process, which I love, because it was easy solutions. It was like, here's this information and here's small steps you can do, which I felt very empowered by, because not only is it fun and creative, but it's something that we should all do as humans, and we consume from this planet, so we should be able to participate in regrowing the food that we eat, right? And so I said, well, God, how do I have this conversation with them then? What do I say? Do I say this is coming and this is how we should prepare? And then I thought of all the ways that they could respond, and then that made me go, I don't want to put them in a space of panic, because in my spirit, I was calm, I was reassured. In my spirit, I didn't feel like this, whether it's 100% truth in terms of the narrative that is being created by whomever in the planet is true or not, but I what I do understand is day by day, moment by moment, and trusting and allowing, you know, God, this knowing that we have within us, connected to God, that is not connected to the words of others or narrative being created, right? So it's just like this knowing. So, and me, I was so calm and so peace, but just hearing things is like, should I get in panic? And then I was like, but wait, it doesn't resonate. Should I say this? Wait, but it doesn't resonate. So as I thought about how should I bring up this topic to my kids, right? If this is a concern, let me look into it. And then how do I bring this up as a topic? And so I went to another clip. And the clip was about how a basketball player was fasting during this Ramadan and how he was able to score 30-something points while fasting. And then as I heard that, I started crying. And I thought, this is the God that I know, right? This is the faith that I have. So it was like fasting not only prepares you for when you don't have, but it prepares you to grow steadfast in your faith. Like you are trusting, you are knowing, you are allowing, you are confirmed, you are certain that there's a greater power that is at play, that is not at your own control, right? So we have this like sense of urgency created externally outside of this vessel. And then it's like it's creating this information, whether true or false, for us to then bring that chaos within us where it's certain. So it's almost like having faith that this body that was created by God, right, is capable of fasting. So not eating for a long period of time or not eating a lot. So if there's a time that comes where there isn't a lot of food, you know, you can fast. You can practice fasting, intentional not eating, right? Limiting the amount of food you consume. Even if you are eating, we have the power of consciousness, right? Through our faith, we have the ability to take that faith and transform that energy and have the information that says, I can eat this much, right? I can eat only between this time. So reclaiming your power rather than I need to run and go in and buy so much in store, which I don't deny people should do it. If that speaks to them, I don't deny you should have one extra. That's my style anyways. I like to be able to, if I have one extra, then if I notice it's finishing, then I don't have to like be in this, oh my God, we need it. But I've also practiced knowing that if we don't have it, we can use something else. Excuse me. And so I also thought about the people that I've seen that haven't consumed any food for years, and it's just through just breathing, like they just take in oxygen, water, and just I've even heard that there's like protein or something in the air. Like air has such a good quality, but you can't just start by not eating and just inhaling air, but it's a practice, right? So seen that video about I think his name is Kyrie, fasting and scoring 34 points. I was like, the power of God that moves through you, it's unbelievable. And when you get to the space of understanding that, when you understand what that's like, because when you don't consume food and when you refrain from certain type of behavior and you center, it's almost like being in the state of intentional stillness, and you are, you're getting rid of all the stuff that causes clutter in your mind, right? The numbing of the sugar and how that causes your body to respond and react. And food is it's nutrition, but the way we've been using and abusing it has become a distraction, right? And so when you're fasting, you are entering the space of like, I am with me. I'm feeling my aches. I'm feeling my body's comfort and discomfort. I am hearing my thoughts, and are they pure or impure? Are they clean or not clean? What are they saying to me? So you are with you. You're not distracted by, I need to go get something to eat. I need to go and sit at a restaurant and socialize with people. It really brings you in. So fasting stills you, allows you to go deeper within you and connect within with God. And so, having heard that information this morning, I thought, okay. And then I just love how it just got cleared up for me, because I was saying to God, what do I do? And the moment I said, what do I do? The next video came, which was the video of Kyrie and how he was fasting and how he scored. And so if people are to have this fascination of how you're doing it, that's the whole point. The whole point is doing it. The whole point is being in the state of practicing that faith, allowing yourself to return to the faith, to the source that has created you, right? And then that faith is what carries you. It gives you this energy, and you start to understand that it's not from the food, it's not from the drinks, it's not from the clothes you wear, it's not from the people outside of you. It is from within you. The source that flows within you, flows through you, flows from God through you. And that is what sustains you. So if we are entering a state of shortage of anything, I pray for us that we find this centering of knowing who we are as a human race, that we are created from a greater power. Okay, the God that has created us with intention, the intention to succeed at something, that we have the capability to grow from inside out, that we can create this magnificent universe. I heard one time, I watched a video, it was about a guy who had helped put the electrical wires all around the highways in the US. And one day he was on a bus and he was like, I helped put all of this. It was just the seeing his work, how it has transformed. And I don't know, a different video I think I watched talked about the road, how people have blown up through mountains and created paths, and we drive on this cement, and it's someone has created that, buildings and all of those things, someone's creation. So we are a human being who creates stuff. We are capable of creating our own abundance in terms of allowing God to pour that through us. So if we have created a shortage, there is a solution for it. And the solution is through the energy and the power that flows through us to allow us to create this abundance that can flow through. This is a great opportunity for us as the planet to come together. I remember I think that same video, she was saying how one of the country that they had listed in the UN as one of the countries that was going to be hit the most, one area of that country or so has so much natural resources in terms of like food. And I'm thinking to myself, it can be transferred from one area to the next, right? So this is about humanity coming back together and working together. This is about the planet is so abundant. It's so abundant. And if we can practice fasting, if we can practice intentional fasting, whether it's half the day, whether it's from sunrise to sunset, if we can get this vessel that we have been given to be able to create into this planet, to create magnificent things, if we can train it to know that some is enough and we don't need an overload of like so much consumption of so much food and beverage, that we are capable of having so much to sustain all of us. Why the shortage if we're just hoarding food? So I understand and I respect and I value and I respect people doing what is best for them in terms of how they go about having. And I want for me in mine to stand and to continue to return to this space of faith, that with God all is possible, that through God all is possible, that God can sustain for us, and that our faith in that is enough, that if I eat one apple today, that apple should be enough for me. So it just brought all this information that I already know, just brought my faith back up to provide me as the answer that I was seeking. What do I do, God, now? Continue to grow and stand in my faith. So I pray that if you are put in a space of non-intentional fasting where you have less food, I offer you to first be thankful for what you do have, then to go into the space of trusting God that what you do have is enough, and also get your body to be able to know that it doesn't need so much food, that it doesn't need to be able to just constantly distracting itself of food. Your body needs some food if you think that's what it needs. So try fasting just to get your body used to it and allow that information to come to you as how capable you are, how capable your body is, right? So I just wanted to come in and give you a glimpse of how, when I am in the space of not doubt, but needing clarity, how I turn to God and how then God answers me. And watching that video just, it made me so emotional, because it's like, is this information, is this knowing. Sometimes we just, for me, we forget how blessed we are. We forget how God has us. We forget how covered we are. We forget how protected we are. We forget how supported we are. If I could just take this knowing that I have inside of me about God, and I could just show you. So that's the way I've been trying to live my life, is to show people God through my expression of being, through who I am. So when people see me and they experience me and they say, oh, you're this, you're that, I want it to be that. They seen the reflection of God, because everything I feel like everything that good that I'm doing is because of God. I feel like everything good that I'm offering or speaking is because of God. It's not me. I just want God to use me to show who God is. If people are wondering who God is, I want me to be the example. I want people to see how God is, how God blesses us, how God is generous, how God is forgiving, how God is wonderful. I want it to be through my life. So I offer myself as God, speak through me, express yourself through me, so people know how good you are, how wonderful you are. And of course, I'm human in this experience, so sometimes I forget. And then when I get this rush of reminder and emotion, I just get into this space of centeredness. So why did I wanted to come and share this with you guys while I was still so emotional, is because I didn't want it to be about the, make yourself, put the artistic expression on your face, put your lipstick, your this, and and which I like to do and come and speak to you guys in that form when I feel that way. But I was inspired to do this, and I don't want it to be that I limit when I'm inspired to come and speak about God's presence in my life, how God shows up in my life, how God is living in me, expressing through me. So if this video reaches you and you're hearing how things are happening out in the world, I offer you to return within yourself, and I ask that you connect with yourself, connect deep with the voice inside of you, connect with God that's waiting on the inside of you, and know that you were created for a purpose. Okay, and let that be the fuel that you need to reassure you that everything is okay, everything is going to be okay. Okay, we shouldn't be afraid of the end day, because that there's always an end day, right? But now in the present moment, this is where we are. So how can I be present now? How can I eat now? How can I breathe now? How can I trust in now? And trust that God will guide you as to get 2 rice or get 2 beans or get 2 water bottles, or or get whatever it is, what you need, but do it from a space of confirmation. Go within and confirm with God what you need to do. Continue to confirm with God what you need to do. Okay? And trust in that voice. So, I just wanted to come and share that with you guys. I hope that you're continuing to develop and grow your relationship with God. And one of the ways that you do it, or the most important way that you do it, is improving the connection with yourself, because you are God's expression on earth. So if you're not taking care of you, you're not taking care of God. If you're putting yourself second, you're putting God second. And so I know there's many ways people go about showing their relationship with God. And if I can say, let your relationship with God be an intimate one that includes no one else, just you. And get to know what that feels like. Get to know what that feels like. It feels so good. And try fasting. Try fasting and see intentional fasting, and just know how powerful you are, how you are fueled, how faith fuels you. All right, how God fuels us in so many different ways. It's not just food. Food is the luxury that we get to have, but it's not like if we have a little bit that it's like we can survive. There are people that are, practicing different ways to sustain this body, like I mentioned. Find how you can sustain your body, right? If food is becoming a shortage and that's information that you have, get your body to transition through fasting, through intentional, preparation, not starving yourself, but getting yourself to find what foods are high in protein, or what foods are, what vegetables are high in protein or high in this, and where does it grow? Can it grow? Get to know your own power of how to be present in external chaos, right? The peace within. Don't bring the storm inside of you. And it's so interesting was that when I came to sit and do this video, I was adjusting my scarf, and I noticed that I'm wearing my I wore to bed my shirt, and it's a symbol of peace right there, right? So it's like, and so I was saying to myself, like, peace, keep your peace. There's so much information out there, and you want to make sure that as something is happening somewhere out there, that you don't bring it inside of you. It doesn't mean that you don't care. It doesn't mean that you don't, like you're ignoring it. Send prayer. Send prayer. Send, like, whole intentional, God, bring solution to those people, bring them comfort, send prayer. In your present moment, your vessel, who you are, is meant to serve in a different way. So if you are being pulled by so much external factors, you're not serving in the best way you came to serve. So you're not ignoring, but you're finding different ways to be aware of what's happening, but at the same time centering yourself in what's happening in your current environment. So I just wanted to come and say that. I wanted to say, any concerns that you have, you should bring it to God. Any uncertainty that you have, you should bring it to God. Any clarities that you have, go to God. And for me, since I was a kid, I didn't know that in my, somewhere in the middle of my 40 years, right? But I know earlier on as a little kid, I can remember like a non-verbal communication with like an energy that I just knew always watched over me. And so now that I am like consciously tuning in and trusting and knowing that it is God, and knowing how God shows up in my life and for me, and how he positions me in the right places, and how he prepares me by allowing me to go through certain challenges that grow me, and say even fasting. So allow God to prepare you. Maybe the preparation is not an external one, right? Maybe it's some external, like some go get some food in store, but maybe the big preparation is an internal preparation. Let God prepare you through faith. Let God prepare you through faith. Have faith. So thank you. I'm going to end the video with 3 deep breaths, because I said I would do it in the beginning and in the videos, because I feel like it really it allows me to be centered. And so I want to do this at the end, and if I've said a mouthful and it's caught you by surprise and you feel like you're not sure what to do with the information, pray about it or release it until it's time to tune back into it again. So let's do this 3 deep breaths. You have tuned in to Faust's Journey Across the Bridge, and I am honored to share with you my relationship with God through this video. Take care. Bye.